In 2001, I got a call from the London evening paper, the London Evening Standard, and they said, "We have heard a rumour, Harvey, that you have forgiven and made friends with the Brighton bomber, Patrick Magee." So I said, "Yes, that's right." And they said, "Well, when did this happen?" So I said, "About 3 years ago." So this reporter said, "Well, why didn't we know about it?" I said, "It was none of your business." And he said, "Well, is it a secret?" I said, "No, it's just something private and personal." Well, I knew at that point it was going to be in all the newspapers the next morning. And sure enough, it was. So what I did that afternoon was I got hold of everybody who had lost a relative in the bomb, the 5 families. I got hold of Mrs. Thatcher in her office. I got hold of Norman Tebbit, who was a cabinet minister, a wonderful man. And I sent all of them a copy of my letter to Patrick Magee, which said, "I may only speak on my own behalf. I have no right to speak on behalf of anyone else." When they got that letter, they all said, "We agree that Harvey should do what he thinks is right." They did not all agree that Patrick should be forgiven. But they all said, "We support Harvey in doing what he believes is right." And to this day, those who are still alive still disagree with me. But my mother did not approve, although she was not against it. She said, "I must do what's right." Marlies and the girls supported me wholeheartedly, and in fact, they would consider themselves very good friends with Patrick Magee today, all 3 of them. We invited Pat to come over to our house when he was in London about 2001, at which our youngest daughter, Lani, would then have been 15, and Leah would have been 17, and the older one. And we sat around the breakfast table eating baked beans. And Lani, the youngest daughter, looked across the table at Pat and she said, "Pat, you do realize," because Lani was born 2 years after Leah, after the bomb. She said, "Pat, you do realize if you had succeeded in killing Daddy, I wouldn't be here." And he was in tears. He said, "I can't believe I'm here just because of your faith."